What's up, guys? I'm Tim Bowman, real estate agent here in Cincinnati, Ohio, and today we're talking about part 3 of the 8 steps to buying a home. This one is the fun one. This is the home search. So this is where you're going out and you're going to check out all the different houses and all the possibilities of places that you might end up purchasing should you be lucky enough to put in an offer and it gets accepted, right? So let's talk about some of the things that you need to know. This is a deep dive version of the 8-step video we talked about. We briefly skimmed the surface on this one, so let's go a little bit deeper. Number 1 is actually going to be when the Tim Bowman team, myself, or someone on the team has a buyer, they're going to do a buyer's consultation. In the consultation, it may last 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to ask that person, Rick and Susie, whoever the buyer is, hey Rick, Susie, what are some of your wants in the next house that you want to buy or your first home, and what are some of your needs? And once we get that list compiled and it's clearly defined what Rick and Susie need and want, then whenever Rick and Susie have a home that comes up for sale that they maybe found on their own or someone on our team has sent them a link to, in this case, if they were sending something to us, one of our team members, we would ask them, hey, we noticed that you told us you need to stay on your needs list, you need to stay in the same school district. And this place is not in that school district. Are you aware of that? And Rick and Susie may say, oh, wow, we didn't know that. Let's not even go look at that because we have to stay in the same school district. We don't want to take our children out of the school system that they're already in. We just didn't realize. Or Rick and Susie may say, yeah, we knew that, but we really like this property and we're actually kind of open to the idea of switching school districts, and some things have changed since we spoke, and for this home, we'll actually probably switch schools. We're pretty open to it. So it's about being efficient and being not just good at your job, but being a good consultant for your buyer, just letting them know, hey, FYI, before you go fall in love with that place, did you know it was not meeting one of the needs on your needs list? And Rick and Susie may realize, wow, thank you for keeping up on top of that, right? So in the buyer's consultation, that's just what we do. We figure out what kind of home you're looking for, what your wants, what you're flexible on, what your needs must be, and that's how that works, 10 to 15 minutes. So another thing is we're gonna set that up on an MLS search criteria, and that search, when something pops up that meets that search criteria, it's gonna come to our email, it's gonna come to your email, and you guys will be able to take a look at that. And the cool part about it is Zillow and Trulia and Realtor.com, Redfin, all those apps get their information directly from the MLS. So when an agent somewhere out there puts in that new listing, automatically from the MLS, we're gonna get notified, so are you. If you're going through one of them apps and you've got a search set up, it could take as long as 24 hours before you even get the alert that something's popped up. So think of the advantage that someone working with the Tim Bowman team has, or working with a good realtor has, about getting notified so quickly before somebody else that house could already be pending one day later in Cincinnati by the time someone else even gets the notification that it was on the market, right? So make sure you have that search set up on the MLS, or your realtor has that done for you. I apologize, you can't do it, your realtor can. And then have a game plan together with your real estate agent. Who is gonna call who, and our team will have that search set up because it's automated and we're all gonna get notified, but most of the time we're gonna wait for the buyer to let us know, hey, we finally see one that we're interested in, because you're gonna get a lot, and sometimes they're not that interested, and they may or may not want us following up with them every time we get a house that comes up for sale that meets the criteria. We would just typically wait for them to say, hey, this one popped up, this is the one you sent me, even though it's automated. They'll say, you sent me this one, we really like this, can we go see it? As an agent, again, we're gonna go down the wants and needs list, make sure it's worth going to look at. But yeah, make sure your real estate agent has that search set up. Another thing with the home buying, home shopping experience, make sure that your real estate agent knows the area pretty well. Now, I've been able to sell houses or help my buyers in areas that I'm not that familiar with, but I was honest and transparent with them. Hey, I've never been to that part of town. I'm not that familiar with that part of town. If you're familiar and you know what you're looking for, I'd be happy to help you, but I can't really guide you in a lot of answers to your questions. You're gonna have to bring that knowledge with you. If you're just looking for me to help you get into a contract, negotiate a good price, negotiate a good deal, and just simply do all the behind the scenes stuff for you, I'd be happy to help you with that. But helping you find the home, I may not be that familiar with that area. So ask your real estate agent, are you from that area? Do you know it very well? And just make sure that either they are or they're honest enough to say that they're not, so you know what you're working with, right? Now, let's say one more thing, let's say you were interested in a certain need that your real estate agent, there are some things your real estate agents aren't allowed to steer you in certain directions. There's things that are just flat out against the law and things that are just flat out morally and ethically wrong for real estate agents to tell you or to answer questions that you may ask. So let's go with a really controversial one. Maybe you say, hey, I'm of a certain race or a certain religion, and I want to live in an area where I'm surrounded by other people that believe the same way I believe, or maybe look the way that I look. And you might say, well, I'm of this religion and belief, and I want to live around people like that, so where should I go? I'm going to look you in the face and say you should do your research. And because I can't simply say you should go to that part of town, because it's my experience. Maybe I have noticed that there might be people in that part of town that maybe match what you're asking me, but that's just my experience. That's illegal. I can't steer you that way and say, go to that side of town because that's what you're looking for. I would just simply, and I advise all of my team members, do your own research. That's all I can tell you. Unfortunately, you have to know what that neighborhood looks like, and you can let me know what that neighborhood may be. Maybe it's X part of town, and this is the area I'm only interested in, and here's the types of houses, and we could set up a search criteria based upon the area you're interested in, but I'm not going to tell you, or any of my team members won't be allowed, or any real estate agent for that matter, not allowed to simply say, oh, go to that side of town because that's the area where they believe in certain ways. It just doesn't work that way. So all of that stuff being said, this is the fun part, right? We're gonna go look at houses, we're gonna see awesome stuff, we're gonna see crazy stuff. I've seen some weird stuff, but the longer you're in it, the more stuff you'll see. You don't have to memorize all this. Your real estate agent's gonna know these things, okay? So you just worry about what your wants and needs are and that your real estate agent is aware of them. You go out and have a lot of fun, right? And we'll see you guys in part 4 of the home buying process. Reach out to us if you're in Southwestern Ohio, Cincinnati region, and if we can do anything to help you, let us know. Have a great week. See ya.